Where is the king? That is a question that nearly all of us ask at some point in life, but many of us never fully find the answer. It seems as if the king we are searching for is constantly moving just out of our reach. We think that if we could run a little harder or search a little better, we would find him. But I have news for you. We will never find the king as a result of a frantic search. We cannot find him by trying harder, running faster, or arriving at our destination sooner. If we are to discover the king our hearts are looking for, it will happen not at the end of our life's journey, but in the midst of it. Our discovery of the king is not about a destination, it is about a relationship. An intimate knowledge of the king is something we discover piece by piece as we grapple with life while walking alongside him. It is gritty, it is relational, and the key to this discovery lies in asking questions that create a daily dialogue with the king. Are you in a mad dash to find the king? Or have you arrived at what you thought was your destination only to be found that the king is not there and that you must continue on foot? Are you exhausted and wondering if you will ever find him, or questioning whether he exists at all? When we are at a crossroads in life, we need to ask the right questions in our search for the king. Once we are headed in the proper direction, we can turn our search for the king into a discovery of him and a life of service to him. The key to finding the king is realizing that he is not waiting for us at some distant destination. We may think we are pursuing him, but when we open our eyes, we will discover that he is already walking alongside us. Are you at a crossroads in life where you must decide which direction to take? Are you asking, why me, or how will I do this? Instead, I challenge you to simply ask, where is the king, and to start off in that direction. It may surprise you how quickly you will discover the king. Our king is walking alongside us so close we can sense his presence and feel his mighty breath like a rushing wind. He is standing guard over us. He is longing for relationship with us. Our king is desperate to know us and to be known by us, but he will never force himself on us. He simply walks beside us and waits for us to speak. Let us find the courage to speak and to embrace the journey with him that is freely available to us. Let us lay aside any fear that may be delaying that intimacy. All we have to do is ask. Whether we realize it or not, the king is walking alongside us. He cares about our struggles and he is intervening for us. He longs for our interaction and also for our acknowledgement and praise. He is desperate for us to open our eyes in order to see him. He is desperate for us to open our ears in order to hear him. And he is desperate for us to open our mouths in order to converse with him. Make no mistake about it, our king wants a relationship with us. He will eagerly look upon us, speak to us, and fill our mouths that we may speak into the world around us. In fact, that is why he walks beside us, waiting for us to break the silence, because he longs to reach the world through us. The time for our silence has come to an end. Let us learn to ask the proper questions as we encounter crossroads in our lives. When we do not know where to turn, let us not ask where the various paths lead, but instead let us ask, where is the king? Let us be aware of the mighty power that walks alongside us and find the courage to ask, who are you? And finally, when we encounter the king in the faces and needs of those who surround us, let us ask, how can I serve? If we ask these questions, we will discover so much more than a destination. We will discover the king himself. And better still, our search for the king will turn into a life of service to the king. And every step of that journey will be taken alongside the very Lion of Judah who walks beside us. Once we become aware of our deep longing and need for the king, the natural question is, who is the king? In Psalms, David frames the question like this: who is this King of glory? His question is both an acknowledgement of a desire for the one true king and a query about the identity of that king. David is essentially asking, I know this king is awesome and powerful, but just who exactly is he? This king should satisfy our desire to associate with something or someone greater than ourselves. His presence should comfort us and convey an inviting sense of belonging and security. This king, if he is to satisfy the innate longing in our souls, must be someone worthy of devoting our lives to, and he must be willing to accept us into his mission. He must deserve our praise, yet desire our companionship. This king must transcend this world, yet be present in it with us.